And so the anatomy of inequality in the United States is this high rate of poverty, growing segregation. In fact, we are more segregated now than we were 30 years ago because resegregation has been occurring since the 1980s. Unequal school funding on top of that. More money to the children of the rich, less money to the children of the poor. That leads to inequitable distribution of well-qualified educators because salaries are different, working conditions are different. There's not actually an overall shortage of teachers, but there is a shortage of teachers willing to work for low wages under bad working conditions. That related to unequal access to curriculum, and then at the sort of the top of the pyramid you get some dysfunctional schools. So because we don't have a sensibility about building the systems that would allow good education and programs to survive, take root, last, and spread to others. And then we allow this extraordinary inequality so that there are schools with 3 swimming pools and multiple football fields and foreign language classes from elementary to high school, and there are schools that are literally falling down, literally do not have textbooks for students, do not have qualified teachers for students, do not have the basics that you would need to operate an educational system. Probably for many of us, the fight for justice begins at home, but then it must go much further. But we also have to do the work in the policy community because the conditions in which good parenting can occur, good teaching can occur, good learning can occur, have to be structured there. Excellence and equity are not opposing concepts. The definitions of the words include each other. Excellence without equity is simply not excellence, it is privilege. True excellence requires equity as a precondition. And the fundamental idea that all of the children are ours is the idea that I think societies have to grapple with. When education is conceptualized as a private good, I got mine, you know, see if you can get yours. If you can't, sorry for you, it doesn't affect me. It really doesn't work in today's societies. If you look at what nations have done that have gone from having lower achieving and inequitable systems to high achieving and equitable systems, places like Finland, Singapore, Korea, and others. The big elements of the system that Peter keeps talking about are what they invested in. Strong early learning and, you know, a safety net for kids. Kids have housing, health care, they don't come to school hungry or sick. Equitable funding for schools. All schools are funded equally with additional money for the kids who need it. Deep investments in teachers and leaders in their pre-service and in-service development. Curriculum and assessment pointed at higher order thinking and performance skills. Those are the big elements. You can find hints of those elements in the ESEA blueprint, but you actually don't yet see a blueprint in that document for how that system will be built.
We're going to read 2 documents that describe Gandhi's philosophy and a document that describes Ho Chi Minh's philosophy. So these are 2 people who, faced with injustice, right, faced with the imperialism, the colonizers who are occupying their country, have tried to figure out what is the best way for me to gain my freedom.
And who controlled it? Who's they?
Like the president.
Good, so the white government, right? What do we do with Malcolm X's comments then?
That he was right, that they gave in a little bit.
Good, so you're not going to sweep it under the rug, right? You're not going to silence it, you're going to include it. And then you wonder why textbooks don't.